an incredible week number 2 that led us with so many upsets and so many shock waves across the college football landscape. This is my top 25 for the week. I ask that you guys like the video and comment down below where I went wrong in this video. Let's go. All right. As you can see at the top, I kept Georgia at number 1. This was a tough decision for me to make, but personally, I just believe that Georgia is a more complete team than Texas at number 2. I also believe that Ohio State at number 3 is probably a more complete team, but early on in the season, they are not battle-tested the way that Texas is. I still think Michigan's a good team. We'll talk about them in a second. Alabama, they had to survive against USF, but I do think highly of USF. The game went exactly how I thought it would go. That's, at the end of the day, a good team that they ended up holding off and having an explosion in the fourth quarter against. Then you have Ole Miss, explosive offense. Tennessee with probably the most impressive win of the week outside of Texas. And then Missouri just quietly destroying bad teams, doing what they're supposed to do. They're a really good team. Oregon, they should have lost to Boise State. They are lucky to be in the top 10. And Boise State was considered, though, to be a top 25 team. Ashton Jeanty is a problem. He's a major problem, no matter who they play. Penn State at number 9, definitely a big scare against Bowling Green. Tick them down. Their secondary is alarmingly bad. They got to figure that out. Miami at 10. Watch out. Miami's going to lose here soon. They will. They're going to do the Miami thing. They're going to lose here soon. And if you guys follow the channel, I'll show you guys where. Number 11, Utah, doing their thing. Hopefully Cam Rising can get healthy. The backdoor cover for Baylor, which I was happy with because I thought Baylor was going to give them problems. And then Utah jumped out to like a 23-0 lead. They ended up holding off Baylor's comeback efforts with Cam Rising on the bench. Hopefully he can get healthy and play sooner rather than later. Number 12, USC dispatching in a shutout against Utah State. I knew that game wouldn't be close, but a shutout is always impressive, and they're one of the few teams that have done that. Number 13, Oklahoma State. I didn't really want to rank them that high, but I just don't see anybody below them who can be ahead of them other than maybe Kansas State at number 14. But which one had the better win? They're both kind of ugly wins that they were able to hang on, similar games that just went back and forth. Kansas State did play on the road, though, but I'm not sure if Tulane's a better team than Arkansas. So those two are very similar, and that's why they're right next to each other. Number 15, Michigan. You can maybe flip-flop LSU and Michigan, but I personally still think that defense is really good. They just got tired out, and the offense with the onslaught of turnovers in the second quarter, that's what gave Texas this massive advantage in that ball game. I think that Michigan, they're going to be a good team. They got to figure out that offense. That goes without saying. Number 16, LSU. I need to see that secondary play consistent football, and I need to see what they truly look like. Number 17, Louisville. I can't wait for them to get tested, but they've been dominant early on, beating Jacksonville State in dominant fashion. Number 18, Oklahoma. What a struggle against Houston. I never really thought they would lose that game against Houston watching it, but what a struggle. I mean, that was ugly. This was a Houston team that lost to UNLV by 20. We'll get to them in a second. You probably see them. That was bad. They could be ranked lower. I'm waiting for them to get exposed if that's the Oklahoma we're going to get all year. Number 19, the Clemson Tigers. Their offense just turned on a new gear against App State. 56 in the first half. And the reason why Clemson is this high is because maybe Clemson is not that bad. Maybe Georgia just dispatched of them because Georgia's that good. We're going to have to figure that out. Number 20, Syracuse. Kyle McCord played his butt off. He was amazing. Trevor Pena and Oronde Gadsden are two amazing weapons for him, but they're also spreading the ball around to multiple other guys. Those are just the notable ones. They have a handful of guys that can play. Syracuse is a good football team. Boston College, number 21. I think that they're a lot better than what people will give them credit for. I heard CF Budge criticize the fact he was talking about a team, but I'm pretty sure he was talking about Boston College, that they had played 2 0-2 teams and they're ranked. I think they deserve to be ranked. They dominated Florida State. And Florida State is not your average 0-2 team. I get Florida State's not that good, but they're a solid team, and they did that on the road, and they really controlled that game. Just dismantled them, dominant over Florida State. I like Boston College at 21. Number 22, UNLV. This right now to me is the sleeper, the dark horse out of the G5. And with Boise State losing early, if UNLV can just keep doing what they're doing on both sides of the ball and they get to Boise State, they could potentially win that head-to-head matchup, and they could be one of the favorites out of the G5 to get there. South Florida's another one, but they lost to Alabama. Watch out for the UNLV Rebels. They're a really good football team. And what they did to Houston, if I'm going to rank Oklahoma at 18, I got to put UNLV in the top 25. Number 23, Nebraska. They look impressive on both sides of the ball. I'm still waiting to see that offense get tested, but they're not going to get tested probably until they play Illinois. I think people are sleeping, though, on their schedule before Ohio State. It's a lot tougher than it looks because number 24, Illinois. Luke Allmeyer's a baller. They have that number 1 target out wide in Pat Bryant. They can really run the ball still, and they got a good defense. Number 25, Iowa State, their defense is really, really good, and Rocco Becht, being as clutch as he was, this Iowa State team, they're a good team, a dangerous team in the Big 12. Other teams I considered, I wrote them down here. Kansas, I still think they're a really good football team who lost in the toughest road environment that Memorial Stadium has been in a very long time at Illinois, which was shocking. Arizona, I am not high on Arizona, man. I'm tired of seeing them struggle. They have a chance to prove themselves against Kansas State on Friday night. I took Arizona out. I'm out on them. Boise State. This is, by the way, in no particular order. Boise State. I do think Boise State is a very good team. I think they're probably deserving of a top 25 spot. I want to see them win a couple more notable games first. Memphis. The Memphis Tigers are going to be a team to watch for. They're pretty dangerous right now. They play Florida State coming up, and then finally the Cal Golden Bears. I wanted to throw them in there, but I'm not sure how much that win at Auburn really meant. The performance of the week for me, it goes to Kyle McCord at Syracuse. He was dicing up 4 touchdowns, had an amazingly good day against Georgia Tech's defense. He really handled things perfectly there, and his offensive line certainly helped keep him clean, and he was wheeling and dealing in that pocket. Kyle McCord, your player, the performance of the week. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.